You won't win this war. Once you have to win it daily. Every morning you wake up, the war restarts. You open your phone or sit with your thoughts. Do you chase stimulation or build stillness? This is not a one-time choice. It's a way of living. Dopamine. Wants speed, depth demands slowness. Dopamine wants. Now, depth waits, dopamine wants ease. Depth grows through effort. Dopamine makes your mind noisy. Depth makes it quiet, but quiet is uncomfortable. Silence reveals things in silence. You face your fears. Hear your truth. Most people run from silence, so they run to dopamine. Keep the music on. Keep the notifications on. Keep the escape going, because stopping hurts and pain scares them. But pain is not the problem. Pain is the path depth starts with. Pain when you resist dopamine. It feels like withdrawal. You feel anxious. You feel lost. You feel empty. That's not a problem. That's detox. Your brain is healing, resetting, learning how to be a gang. You're getting your mind back, your presence back, your power back. But first you must break the cycle. Stop feeding the addiction. Break the scroll. Break the binge. Break the buzz. Create friction. Make it harder to fall into traps. Delete apps. Log out. Turn off autoplay. Use your tech. Don't let it use you. You are not a machine. You are not a lab rat chasing pellets. You are a human, a soul with depth. That depth must be protected, or dopamine will eat it. It will chew it, drain it, replace it with noise. And once you lose depth, you lose meaning, you lose memory. You lose your sense of time. Everything becomes now. Nothing lasts. Nothing matters. You forget who you are, why you're here, what you love. But the deeper you go, the stronger you become. Focus sharpens. Ideas deepen. Time slows you. Begin to enjoy the slow. Things again. A conversation, a walk, a book, a meal, a moment. And in that slowness, you come alive. You taste life again, because life doesn't live in stimulation. It lives in sensation, in noticing, in caring, in being fully here. Dopamine robs you of here. Depth brings you home. It takes work. It takes discipline. You must train your attention like a muscle. Read long things, write slow thoughts. Talk without a screen. Go hours without checking. Go days without seeking escape. Let your mind get bored. Boredom is sacred. Boredom leads to clarity. You remember who you are. When the noise dies down, dopamine numbs. Depth revives. That's the war numbness, or awakening you. Choose every hour, every scroll, every snack, every distraction. The war is not won with willpower. Alone, it's won with awareness, with structure, with intention. Design your day for depth. Make space for silence. Create room to think. Breathe between tasks. Then fill every gap. Don't fear the pause. It's in the pause that depth appears. And once you've tasted depth, you'll never settle for noise again. Because depth gives you weight. Dopamine gives you nothing depth, makes your soul heavier, not in sadness, but in strength. People will feel it. When you walk into a room, you won't talk fast. You won't need attention. You'll carry stillness. Stillness is power, but stillness only grows. Where dopamine dies, stillness requires emptiness, requires you to unplug, to unwind, to release. You let go of the chase. You come back to being, and in that being, you become full, not with more, but with less stimulation, more substance, less craving, more clarity, less noise, more knowing this is the path. Not easy, but worth it, because dopamine can't give you a life hit, can only give you a moment depth gives. You a legacy the world will tell you to go fast. You must go slow. The world will tell you to chase. You must become, the world will offer you candy. You must seek bread, real food for the soul. Not the sweet, but the strong. And the strong is found in the thing. Quiet in the discipline, in the work. Every time you sit with yourself, you feed your soul. Every time you avoid the quick hit, you become someone deeper, not louder. Deeper, not more liked, more alive, not more viral. More rooted. This is the quiet revolution. Inside your own head, the war of dopamine versus depth. And the soul is the battlefield. But the victory is yours to claim, win it every day. You have the chance to reset, to choose depth again, to fight for your focus, to fight for your soul. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to return to presence, return to silence, return to now. You won't always win, but you can always restart. That's what makes you powerful. Not that you never fall, but that you always come back to your breath, back to your body, back to this moment. That's where depth lives. It doesn't live in tomorrow. It doesn't live in likes. It doesn't live in your phone. It lives right here. In this breath, in this choice, in this second. Dopamine wants you chasing. Depth wants you arriving. And when you arrive, you find peace, not the peace of comfort, the peace of alignment, of living true, of being whole, of walking the path. You were built to walk. Dopamine makes you forget. Depth helps you remember what you value, what you love, who you are. When you stop chasing highs, you start discovering truths, and those truths are not always sweet, but they are real, and real is rare, real is sacred. You cannot find real inside a feed, inside a trend, inside a loop. You find it in the silence, in the slow, in the steady. People want deep lives, but chase shallow habits. They want to feel whole, but lives split, one part reaching for growth, one part hiding in dopamine. That's the tension, that's the tear, that's the war, and the longer you stay torn, the more it hurts. Your nervous system burns, your attention collapses, your confidence shrinks. You begin to think you're broken, but you're not. you're just overstimulated. An underrooted too much buzz, not enough bass, you must return. To bass, to ground, to breath, to practice is everything not once, but daily. You don't go deep by accident. You go deep on purpose. You set time, set space, set rhythm. You designed your life for depth, not dopamine. Dopamine happens by default. Depth must be built brick by brick, step by step. It's in how you begin your day, how you end your night, how you breathe between. You don't need to escape the world. You need to move differently in it. Move slowly. Move mindfully. Move inward. People will call you boring. You'll call yourself free, because freedom isn't in more options. It's in stronger anchors. When you anchor to your values, your vision, your peace, you don't get pulled as easily. You become rooted in rooted. People don't chase every ping, every flash, every spark. They walk steady. They speak slow. They listen fully. They don't live wide. They live deep. Depth isn't sexy. It's sacred. It's not shiny. It's strong. It's not always fun, but it's always fulfilling. That's what you're seeking. Not more dopamine, more direction, not more stimulation, more spirit. And spirit doesn't scream. It waits. It whispers. It watches if you're willing to turn down the noise, to shut off the distraction, to be with yourself again. And yes, that part is hard, because the first thing you feel is not peace. It's discomfort. The mind races. The body fidgets. The anxiety rises. But that's not the enemy. That's the exiture, passing through withdrawal, out of noise into clarity, and clarity is quiet. It's not passive. It's powerful. You begin to see clearly what matters, what's real, what needs your attention, and that clarity kills confusion, because confusion thrives in chaos, but dies in stillness. Stillness is the weapon. Dopamine can't survive silence. It needs speed, needs motion, needs feedback, but when you slow down, it loses its grip, and you get your grip back on your mind, on your time, on your life. You don't need to quit everything. You need to master your relationship to it. Use the tool. Don't be the tool. You can still use tech, use media, use social, but you must not let it use you. That's the test. That's the line. And you know when you've crossed it, because you feel empty afterward. Dopamine gives you the hit and leaves you hollow. Depth fills you, then keeps filling. It doesn't spike, it sustains. That's the difference. Dopamine gives highs. Depth gives roots, and roots don't move in storms. We are not meant to live on highs. We are meant to live in rhythm. Real joy is rhythm, not spikes. And rhythm comes from depth, from habit, from slowness, from showing up daily when no one sees, when no one claps, because the soul doesn't need applause. It needs alignment, and that alignment is your only real source of peace. You won't find it in a trend, in a hit, in a flash. You'll find it right here, in the small, in the now, where the war is fought, where the soul is forged not through escape, but through returning again and again and again